Hey, you.
Hi.
You're so sweet.
We're the only ones right now?
I think someone else is popping on. Larissa. Hi, Larissa. Larissa's my new enrollee.
Yay!
She's probably muted because you guys are muted. All right. I'm going to give everyone just a minute to get on. And like I said, this is the first one we're doing in a while like this. So I'm just going to go through it like I would any other Let's Get Started call. And then we're going to do this weekly. So moving on, if you're new or if you're, because I'm recording this one, so I'm going to be posting this in the in our Colorful Ladies team page. But this will be live weekly. So it'll be good to get new people in, people that want a refresher. We'll go ahead and just answer whatever questions that you guys have. So I see some people logging on. Hi, Trish. I see names. I know you guys are muted, but hi, how are you? Am I going to be the only one showing? Look, my face is flushed. Oh, it's been a long day. All right, I am going to get started because I want to value everybody's time. And like I said, we'll do this once a week. So if people are logging on late, they can always hop on another week. And I will also record lists. So if you miss something, you can always go back. So my name is Amanda. I know a few of you guys on here I know for sure. But just to give you a little bit about my backstory and kind of how Color Street fell into my lap is just going to an in-person nail bar back in July of 2017. And I was kind of on the lookout for something different because I was getting out of coaching. I've been teaching at that point, I'd been teaching for over 15 years. And my family life was getting busier and I was looking for something to just kind of work around my life. So Color Street just kind of honestly just fell into my lap almost. And here I am. So it's been a couple years and my team has grown. Obviously, you guys are a part of that team, which is awesome. And honestly, training is my favorite part. So I want to get back to even more training. There's a ton of training. That is one of the first things that I want to share, especially if you're new. And you've already seen it because I know that they send you a lot more information too from Color Street directly. But we have so many opportunities for training. Obviously, the virtual office is one of the big ones. Tuesday trainings, I absolutely love, and I never get to watch anything live because I'm a teacher, so I have my day job. But I will say, if you're not watching Tuesday trainings, that is something I would definitely do, is to fit that into your schedule somewhere. So personal development is huge, especially when it comes to training with Color Street, regardless if you have experience or not. Now, I came into this industry with zero experience. I'd say a lot of my team, at least direct to me, those that have enrolled with me, also haven't done a ton of direct sales. And what I love is it doesn't matter because we have so much training. And honestly, it's almost to the opposite end now. We have a training page called Beautifully Polished. So if you're new, just to kind of get it all worked out, because I know it can be a bit confusing, Colorful Ladies is my personal team page. So everybody in Colorful Ladies is somewhere under my umbrella. Beautifully Polished is our overarching team. So they are, Debbie Bry runs Beautifully Polished, and she is our PF. So if you're ever trying to get into a group and they say, who's your presidential founder or your PF, that is Debbie Bry. And she does also training on that page. If you're not in Beautifully Polished, let me know or reach out to your upline and they can send you an invite, because that group's, every group kind of serves its own little purpose, but there's a lot that goes on in that group. There's incentives, there's more training, but again, just focusing on that support that you're offered as a new stylist. And of course, if you've been in for a while, I see some people in here have been in for a while, and some people are a bit newer. So training's a big one. Another thing is, and I've got my notes here because I don't want to forget anything, but those training dates are things that I would put on my calendar. So we'll talk a little bit later. I think it's in here, but I kind of want to get to it right now because I think it's super important. Get a calendar and block out what you absolutely want to do within your week. So if you're brand new to building a business with Color Street, or you've been in for 6 months, this is something I'm working at and I'm getting a little bit better day by day, but is really setting my schedule for when do I want to host nail bars. And you can, some people do color coding. I know green sometimes is for money. So when do I want to schedule my nail bars? Now, for me personally, I run my business a lot on Facebook through virtual nail bars. So my nail bar days are normally on Tuesdays. I had to switch to Wednesdays this week for something in my life, which is great. It's not like my hostesses know I normally do Tuesdays, but I did Wednesdays this week. But I know Tuesday nights that's my money-making nights. Those are the nights that I want to host my nail bars. As far as like family time, again, you can pick a color. I've heard red before, like for your heart, whatever. What are some non-negotiables on your schedule that you can't do Color Street business during? And then, when are you training? So you can pick blue. When are you training? Or, when are you going to fit in those Tuesday trainings? Like I said, I can't do it at noon because I'm in class. So I fit that into my day. Actually, I prefer mornings. And that's something that's in the very first part of my day, is getting some training in. So regardless of what kind it is, definitely get in there. There's so much in the virtual office that I think is super helpful too. And then, like I said, there's Beautifully Polished and all kinds of awesome stuff. And we have a training page. So Beautifully Polished has its own training page. And that also has some great material. So it's easy to get overwhelmed, but start with the basics. And that's really what I want to focus on tonight in this Let's Get Started. This right here, you guys, nothing that I have is something that has to be memorized. So everybody should have a Road to Success that comes with your kit. And I want you guys to use this. This is key because it has some of the things that I'm going to go over. I'm not going over anything that's like out of this book. So one of the first things that you can do is, and if you haven't already done this, again, it kind of depends on where you're at in the business, but make your Frank list. I don't know if you've heard of that. I've heard it more recently as Franks, which means friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, so people who live close by, people you know through your kids or your nieces and nephews, and then S for social media. So who do you know through social media? I've met people, just like I have a lot of friends on Facebook I've never met because I've met them through Color Street. Some of them I've met through other, industries or friends of friends that I've, become more acquaintances through the social media network. And so making that list of all of those people that you want to reach out to, that is one of the very first things that I encourage new stylists to do, is make that list, because that's going to be who you start to reach out to first. What are you going to reach out to them about? Sharing samples. I'm always posting scripts and Colorful Ladies. Scripts, to me, I feel like it's a bad word. Like, ooh, you don't want to be that spammy girl who's just sending a script, and you absolutely don't. You want to make it your own, but you want to be reaching out to share with people personally that you are now a Color Street stylist. I promise you this, post to your page, or even if you've created a VIP group, simply posting is not going to cut it. But I could give some better numbers, but let's say about 5%, it's probably less than that, of people that your target audience that you're posting to on Facebook actually sees your post. So when I'm making a Frank list, and you guys, I still will make lists. I still go through my friends list 2.5 years into Color Street and say, who haven't I reached out to? Or who haven't I offered a nail bar to? Or who do I think maybe hasn't even tried Color Street? I assume people know that I do Color Street because I do post about it, but that doesn't mean that they do. So with your Frank list, being a new stylist, you want to go through and say, and the reason, by the way, the reason you're picking diverse people is because you don't just want to reach out to your soccer mom friends, because you're not going to get a couple nail bars from that. You may not even get one. They may order from you, or maybe you'll get one, but then it's hard to, if they're only inviting each other to an in-person or an online nail bar, you're not going to be able to expand out. So the purpose of the diversity of the list is to get different groups so you can start to get into networks. Most of the people I know right now who buy from me or host from me, I've never met. So once you get out of that initial list, you guys, that's when it gets easier. But you're in the beginning. If you're a new stylist, these are the people that are in your circle within your Frank list. And that can be difficult. But what I love is we get to offer samples. So you want to use that list to reach out and say, hey, have become obsessed with Color Street. I love the nail polish. The product is super fun. I've decided to hop aboard and launch my own business with it. I'm looking for people to try it out. Would you mind testing it and giving me your honest review? Period. Now, that might have been a little lengthy, but that's pretty much what I encourage new stylists to do, and it's still something that I do. I do that with people in nail bars. You know, I reach out to them. I know it's a little bit hard with Messenger if you're not friends with them, so I personally friend a lot of people in my nail bars, but I'm always reaching out to people to offer samples and offer nail bars. So that's one of the things I always like to start with. Now, why do you want to reach out to people? Because you want to hit your jump starts. Our jumpstart program, again, you guys, all of that is in here. It talks about your story. I'm just kind of flipping through. Obviously, the comp plan, I'm not going to go over those details, but of course, we can. You know, you can ask questions to your upline, or we're happy to help you out here. But you can take a look at the comp plan and see, but this jumpstart is right here, you guys, and this is something that, especially if you're new or if you've enrolled somebody, because even when you aren't in jumpstart yourself, when you enroll somebody, you're back in jumpstart, because everything that your person who you enroll gets, so does your enroller. So I keep my eye on jumpstart. I'm out of jumpstart. 2017 is when I joined with Color Street. However, I'm enrolling new people and they're in their jumpstart period. So I'm always keeping my eye on these dates. I'm helping them. And so for you as a new stylist, you want to make that Frank list because you want to hit your jumpstart goals. Why? Because it's money in your pocket. You just spent money on a kit. You don't want to keep spending money on business supplies. You get 72 samples in your kit, which is definitely enough to get a good start with. But you want to earn free product credit so that way you don't have to keep investing. This is meant to save you from continually investing in your business. Now, I don't think anybody else has a product that they can share like we can. So I am stoked that we get to buy these and they're relatively inexpensive and I can mail them and I can carry them around in my pocket, but I don't like spending a lot of money on them. So when you're in Jumpstart, you can earn product credit, and there's always two pieces. So for Jumpstart, you've got an enrolling piece and you have a sales piece. So in your first 35 days, if you sell $1,000, so everything says PV, that's just your personal volume, you sell $1,000 and you get $50 in product credit. So $50 is going to get you some samples, right? That's probably what you're going to be spending it on. If you enroll somebody, and they, what we call is BQ. So BQ is bonus qualified. That's selling $300. And by the way, you guys, we have a BQ incentive right now. How awesome is that? To get that jewelry for BQing for 3 months, selling $300 is our average nail bar. So if you book yourself at least 2, and maybe they're not average, you should still at least be getting to that 300. If you're in Jumpstart, you want to get to the 1,000. So while 300 is an average, I say if I want to sell 1,000, I try to book 4 nail bars for that. I like to have a little bit of cushion just in case, a couple are average and maybe a couple are below. It just depends on the month, right? I had a nail bar last month that was almost $900. It was one of my best ones ever. She just had a great group. I was interacting with them, but I don't count on those. So that's why I try to do 4 nail bars if I want to sell 1,000. So if you're in that period, you want to get 4 nail bars on your calendar and you want to get your launch. If you haven't done a launch yet, I highly encourage it in person. It's just, there's something about seeing somebody put this on, helping somebody put this on that I think is just magical. While I love running my business almost primarily through Facebook, I still love going out. I just helped somebody launch in an in-person 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And it's awesome. I love vendor events. I still do things to get out with Color Street because nothing beats that feeling of helping somebody to put this on, and it will give you some renewed energy, I promise. Now, if you can't, or even if you do, you'll still want to do an online launch. So you're getting that VIP group set up. Your upline can help you with that. That's not super difficult. But inviting people in there is crucial. Again, it goes back to that Frank list. So all of these things come together to help you to hit those jump starts. Okay, so your enrolling piece and your sales piece. So if you hit both, you can get $100 in product credit. In your first 65 days, if you sell $2,500, you get $75 in credit. And if you enroll 3 stylists, it's another $75. So within your first 65 days, you could potentially earn $250 in product credit. That's really awesome. And again, think about that's free money in your pocket for just working your business. So it's giving you an incentive, but yet you're making the 25% commission. And at that point, you're at enhanced commission, right? So you're earning even more. So it's incredible. And then within the first 95 days, if you hit 4,000 in sales, and I should say but 4,000 in sales is going to get you $150 in product credit. And then if you promote to team leader, you get a cash bonus. I should also mention right now we have a program called Circle of Excellence. That started in January and it runs through June, I believe. I'll have to look at that, but I think it's through June 30th. So if you are new and you sell $1,000 and you enroll 1, let's push it and say you enroll 2, you're going to get an extra cash bonus. So it depends on where your rank is. If you're BQ stylist or senior stylist, I think it's 100. I don't have those numbers in front of me. Hopefully I'm right. Somewhere around there, but it's an extra cash bonus at the end of the month. So if you're new, you not only have Jumpstart, but you also have this brand new program called Circle of Excellence, which is also really going right alongside your Jumpstart period and can really mean some quick money, really. And honestly, it's fun to have somebody come along with you for the business. I know in the beginning I was like, oh, no way. Like, I don't want, so-and-so, like she's going to help me out with a customer base and whatever. But I have so many friends. Actually, one of them is on here. I don't even see who all is on here, but Kristen is one of my best friends. And I asked her right from the beginning. She didn't join me from the beginning, but I asked her. And I asked a lot of people I didn't ask that I wish I would have, because this is so much fun that I love that I get to hang out with my friends and still call it business. So think about those friends that might need some extra cash. Start asking now while you're sharing your excitement. I wish I would have. I probably was a little tentative in the beginning. And again, you guys, that's all in your Jumpstart. I mentioned the team aspect. That's one of my favorites, is just getting to know other girls on the team. We are, honestly, it is not a show. If you were in behind the scenes and that's our opportunity group, which you'll be in as a stylist now, but we really are supportive. You can literally ask anyone anything. They're going to give you their honest truth, and they're going to help you out. I get people that message me that are not on my team directly. They know me from Beautifully Polished. I have people that I've met just through this industry that I work to help out. And here I can tell you guys, this team is really, really awesome. So don't feel bad about reaching out. There's a lot of training, but we're here to support you, and we want to make sure that you feel that support. So whether you've been in 3 days or been in 3 months or, a year or so, whatever help you need, whatever you guys are, looking to improve upon, we're always willing to help you out. I mentioned booking your parties. I talked about your Frank list. The biggest thing, you guys, is just getting out there that you've launched a business. And again, I think back and I think everybody reflects on, anything that they do. And this is my very first direct selling. I mentioned that at the beginning, but this wasn't an industry that I had any experience in. So I wasn't sure in the beginning, but I can tell you, just do it scared. Doing nail bars, trying lives. Now there's ways to do nail bars without lives. I personally like to do lives in my Facebook nail bars, But there's different models that you can do based on what you're comfortable with. But I just want to urge you to push yourself a little bit into your uncomfortable zone, because that's where the magic's going to happen. That's where you're going to reach out to that person. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't think she does her nails. She's, a lawyer. You make all these judgments in your head about who you think would even wear the product, let alone sell the product with you or even host a nail bar. And I'm telling you guys, it's in your head. So just push through it and ask some people, use that frank list. And like I said, put everyone and anyone on that, because then it becomes, and I say this all the time to the team, becomes a go for no. I have switched my mindset to be like, I want to go for 10 no's this week. Instead of saying, I want to book one nail bar, I'm like, I want to go for 10 no's, because I know if I'm asking that many people to book a nail bar, I'm going to get somebody that says yes. And it's not one for one. So you may ask 10 and then you might get 10 no's. But on that 11th is going to be the good one. That's going to be the one that's like, heck yeah, I love this product, or I've never tried it. I'd love to try it though. Can you send me a sample? I'd be happy to give you my opinion. You just never know. So I'm just encouraging you, when you're nervous, to just do it. I still do that. I'm still nervous on certain things, asking certain people, doing certain follow-ups. It's just something that's always kind of in that pit of your stomach. But I'm telling you guys, if you go for it, this business can be very, very lucrative always, but also just having a lot of fun with it. Nothing to get frustrated about. We're always here to support you. I mentioned calendar blocking in the beginning, and I just want to end with that tonight, because I think that part is really crucial to schedule time in for this business. Now, it might be when you take your daughter to gymnastics, maybe that's when you get some work time in. Totally fine. I do that all the time. It's not just times where I'm sitting here and I'm working on Color Street by myself, but it's times that I can weave in with my family. I mentioned I get up early. I do little things like that just to fit some things in that are really important to me, because this business is something I'm very serious about, and I want to continue to grow, and I want to continue to support the team as well. So I need to do personal business, team stuff. I'm always looking for, when can I fit that in? When I shouldn't even word it that way. When can I block that time out? Because if I'm thinking, when can I fit it in, and I don't have it down, then sometimes it just goes by the wayside. So I encourage you guys to think about those calendars, make that frank list. If you've been in 6 months and you're wanting to book some nail bars, go back to your frank list. Put some more people on it. Go through your friends list. Think about acquaintances maybe you've met. Think of your spouses, friends, wives, girlfriends, whatever. Think outside the box on who you can reach out to. Those are really the basics that I had. I kind of went off the cuff. I wanted to hit certain things. I'm going to open it up though. If you guys have specific questions, like I said, we're going to run this once a week. It's not always going to be me. We have different leaders that are going to be doing it. But if you guys have questions at any point, you can unmute yourself. So you should have a little microphone that if you have a question about something I didn't cover, or a question to clarify something I did, I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. So I'm not going to unmute you though. You got to unmute yourself, I think. Right, Kristen, you unmuted yourself before, so that should work. So I'll be the teacher and give you guys some wait time. Anybody? Any questions? See a few people on here. No one's showing their face tonight, huh? Just me? Anybody? All right, then I'm going to go ahead and end it, you guys. I can't think of anything else. I never want to overwhelm you, but I encourage you guys. I know Larissa, because she's my enrollee, but she's been telling me she's been running through the training. The training is somewhat new for us. That came out in the summer. And most of us, like me, not I should say most of us, but those of us who were already around, we didn't come up through Color Street with that type of training in our virtual office. So if you're finding things that are really good, let me know, because I'd love to shoot some out to the team. I know they're nice and quick, which is great, but if you don't know where to find Tuesday trainings either, make sure you're in the official Color Street page. Now, talking about umbrella, that's like our biggest umbrella is our official Color Street Stylist page. And then, like I said, you have Beautifully Polished, and then you have Colorful Ladies. And then some of you guys, like if you're on Dina's team, she has her team as well, because she's an executive director like I am. So that's usually where the breakoff is. And I know some of you guys may have other groups that you're in, but I just like to clarify that. So if you're not in there, Tuesday trainings are always posted in there as well. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to have this every week, and we're happy to go over any other topics. So if you want to reach out to me or one of your upline members with questions, or if you'd like, more information about one specific topic, we can always switch these up a little bit. We're going to keep them really to the basics, but we can always elaborate on one thing or another, like bookings or calendar blocking or whatever you guys are needing. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening in on our first Let's Get Started of 2020. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I shall